Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Please stay tuned for the Thanksgiving vlog I'm going to be filming on Thursday, but it's not going to be up till Friday. This Friday. I'm going to be at my grandparents' house and watching the Thanksgiving Day parade here, and then go to my grandparents' house. But anyway, make sure you subscribe, turn on the post notifications, post new videos every Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday. Yeah, let's get into it. So, if you're new here, just make sure you press that subscribe button and turn on the post notifications down below. Alright, anyway, let's get into it. So, after I want to tell you guys about like something exciting that happened to me 13 and a half years ago. Yeah, something like that. I'm 14 and a half now, and it's been a while, but I still remember. So, something exciting that happened to me is when I was 18 months, my mother sent me to school for the first time. So I've been in school for my whole life, basically, except for when I was a newborn. She took care of me. My mother sent me to daycare at 8. She says childcare, but it's daycare. It's daycare. No, it is daycare. So she sent me to daycare at 18 months, and because I have no siblings. I was hoping for a baby sister or a baby brother. They wanted to have 2 kids, but they only had me. So that was a little disappointing. But anyway, so what they wanted to do was, like I just said, they were planning for 2 kids, but they only gave birth to me. So my mother signed me up for daycare at 18 months. I was like a year and a half, I believe. Yeah, probably somewhere around that. I was 1 because I was 18 months, so I was over 1. I had turned 1, so I was able to go. I went to this daycare down the street from my house, like probably about like 10, 15 minutes, somewhere around that. I don't know. I wasn't living at the condo. I was living at the house 5 minutes away from here, where I live now in the same town of Massachusetts. And I learned at that school, I learned how to socialize. I took naps. I played with kids. It was very fun. I want to go back and visit sometime, but my mother's not. I don't know if she's okay with that. Anyway, Mother, if you're watching this, I really love you, and I'm only talking about this so my viewers know more about me. But anyway, yes, I love you if you're watching this. So, anyway, where was I? Yes. So, what happened then was every day after she sent me to school for my first time ever, I didn't even have separation anxiety, and she was surprised because she says most toddlers, when you drop them off at daycare, they're crying because they think you're leaving them forever, but little do they know when you come to pick them up, it's time to be picked up from school. And I liked it. So what we did, I was in the toddler room. So I was with little toddlers like around my age. I think it was like 2-year-olds and maybe 3-year-olds, but I'm not sure. Maybe 3-year-olds weren't in there. I know it was like 1-year-olds and 2-year-olds, and then there was a baby room, which I wasn't in because she sent me to school later than a newborn. So anyway, what I learned was like pushing and hitting. No, you don't push and you don't hit. If you need something, use your words or ask for it nicely. We put our hands in shaving cream. We had several fire drills. We at least, I think, one fire drill a month or something. I don't know. Because a fire drill, I don't know about the country or state, if you guys live in the United States, which state you live in, if fire drills are a strict state law, but fire drills in Massachusetts are a strict state law. So you must have a certain number a year in order to make the school year complete. I hate them, but we have to do them for safety, just to know what to do in case of a fire and how to evacuate. Anyway, so, yeah, fun fact, fire drills are a strict state law in the state of Massachusetts where I live. Anyway, what else? Oh, yeah, so we learned not to push, not to hit, like it's wrong, just ask for it, no snatching things out of other people's hands because that's also wrong. if you would like something you really want something, ask somebody to ask for you or ask by yourself. Use your words and be kind. Um, we put our hands in shaving cream. I love that. I used to put it all over my friends' faces. And I put it all over my face. And they're like, Elizabeth, what are you doing? I'm like, I was young. I learned how to walk around that age. I don't think I started walking till I was almost 2. I'd have to ask my mother. I'm just like doing it from what I can remember. When we had a fire drill, they had to line everybody up, take all of us out, and then they took all of us back in to their classroom. We had these fun things in the back of the room. So most of the time they let us play, but in the morning they let us play because we were coming in, and then after everybody arrived, or when the last person arrived at school, we had morning circle to tell us about our day. And then we had song time and story time, and it was just really fun. My favorite parts of the day were song time, story time, and playtime. I didn't really like nap time. Oh, and I like snack and lunch. So yes, I liked that. And what I needed to go to school with me were diapers, a snack, a lunch, and some water. And a backpack, of course, like to put all the stuff in. And then, yeah. Yeah, I was the last one to start walking. I was the only one, fun fact, I was the only one in my school that did not know how to walk. And part of that was when I was 3 or 4 or 5, I don't know. I don't know what age I was. I got tested for learning issues, and it came out positive, and it showed that I actually had learning issues because I learned how to do these things later, but I still learned how to do them. And it's helping me because, like, I can now walk, I can talk, I don't know when I said my first word, but my first word was dada, or daddy, or whatever, how I said it back then. I don't even know. Yes. Um, my dad would sometimes, because he was a nurse in the operating room, and he still is, he would sometimes pick me up from daycare. Daycare went till 6 p.m., and it started, like, at 7 a.m., I believe. Yeah, something like that, around 7 a.m. Anyway, oh, the camera's shaking. All right. Anyway, they would have us, like, play, and if somebody hit, there would be a timeout chair. It said like timeout on it in like black marker, and they would tape it to the front of the back of the chair. Like, you know how there's like a front and a back of a chair. If you know what I mean, they taped it to the front of the back of the chair, front back of the chair. They said timeout chair. I only got the timeout chair once. I only got it once, and I'll tell you why in a moment. There was a rubber balance beam and a wooden balance beam. I used the rubber one because it was soft on my feet and I liked it. And they helped me walk across it. We took movement breaks, and movement breaks were like, you can play with Play-Doh, you can socialize with friends, you can lay down and take a nap if you wanted. I didn't like nap time, and I never napped during nap time. There would only be certain times, certain occasions where I would fall asleep. So, yeah. If you're like, Liz, it's nap time. I know, but I was little, okay? I was young. Anyway, everybody tried to push and to hit me, and, like, they all got the naughty chair. And they had to come back and apologize, and, like, it was, I got the naughty chair once. The reason why I got the naughty chair was because somebody had something I wanted, so I hit them, and they told me no, and I had to go sit in timeout. So yeah, they told me no. I was upset that they took something that I was playing with, so I tried to snatch it back and I hit them. And they're like, at the time, I didn't start be calling Liz till I was in kindergarten. So at the time, they're like, Elizabeth, no, you don't do that. So what happened then was they're like, timeout chair. So I had to sit They didn't do it per year of your age. They just said five. We all got 5 minutes of timeout, and after that they would say, okay, you know why you were sitting here. We would tell them yes, and then they took us out of the chair and said we need to go apologize, and after that we could choose free time. And they said if you do that again, you're going back to the timeout chair. So I didn't do it again. But yeah, many toddlers did get the timeout chair every day. Every day there would be someone in trouble. Every day. Like they hit, they pushed, they snatched, they whatever they did that was wrong. Because they're trying to teach us how to get along with people. And if you don't do that, you're going to get timeout. Which is what I did once, but I've learned my lesson. I wouldn't do it again, and I'm not going to do it again. Because I'm older and I'm mature enough not to do that stuff anymore. Anyway. So, yeah. So, we would have, here's the routine of things every day. Playtime in the morning, like when everybody came in. Morning circle, story time, snack time. Story time, song time, snack time. Playtime again. Another playtime, then lunchtime, then nap time, and then they would wake us up. And then another playtime. Afternoon snack and story time. Every day at a certain period or certain points of the day, they would have to change our diapers. And then, what was I going to say? So they read us stories, right? We were allowed to move around if we didn't want to stay still. So I don't think I could. I just played with my friends that I made. And then, fun fact, one of those friends went to elementary school and middle school with me. So yes. And then another thing was when I heard a story, I just walked on the balance beam, or I played with water, or I played with toys by myself, because I was, at first, when I first came to childcare, I was, why do I keep saying childcare? Daycare, sorry guys. Daycare, I was shy, so I preferred to play on my own, because I had no siblings, and it was hard for me. So I played on my own, and then when we were mad, or when she sang a song to calm us down for nap time, or calm us down because we were all angry, have you guys ever heard the song Bringing Home Baby Bumblebee? Well, that's what she sang to us. One of the teachers sang to us. She was very nice. She loved all the kids and, yeah, the toddlers. And sometimes they would have outside play, and we would have a fire truck come and visit. We would get to crawl up into the fire truck and, learn what it's all about, and learn fire safety during a fire drill. We did not have lockdown drills because we were too young to know what to do, but a fire drill we had to, just to know how to evacuate, And there was a back door in the toddler classroom I was in. Not all the classrooms downstairs had back doors. And then there was an upstairs, which was for higher levels, which I think was for pre-K, something like that. And then, yes. So that's what happened. And then they served people 15 months through 5 years old. So after you were 5 years old, you couldn't go there anymore. But I only went there till I was 3 or 4. And then I went to preschool that could help me with my learning issues, and then kindergarten, and I went to elementary school and then middle school, and now I'm in high school. So that's the journey of my life so far. I'm a freshman in high school now. I cannot believe it. It's hard to believe. 13 and a half years ago, I was in daycare. Time just flies by so quick. Before I know it, I'll be off to college. I'm growing up too fast. Anyway, so yeah. And then she would sing Bringing Home a Baby Bumblebee, and she would teach us hand movements. Yeah, hand movements to the song. And then she would read us books. The main teacher would read us books, and there were other teachers to help with playing and socializing. If they saw you tried to snatch or take something out of another kid's hands toddler's hands without asking, or hit or push or kick or bite, they would come over. There was no kicking or biting, but there was hitting and pushing. If you did any one of those 5 things, you would 4 or 5 things, you would be put in the timeout chair. They would pick you up and hold your little hands, because at that time we had little hands, and my hands are still like a 10-year-old or 5-year-old size. Anyway, they would hold your little hands and they would redirect your behavior, and they're like, no, we're not doing that. We don't do that. They redirected me, and I did it again. So here's the thing of how I got timeout. So I tried to snatch and hit somebody, right? And then I tried to hit another person, and I redirected my little hands to another friend that I could play with. And they're like, no, Elizabeth, we're not doing that. So they put me in timeout. They're like, in 5 minutes, I'll come back for you. And while you were in timeout, you didn't have to face the wall, because that would be cruel. So you had to face everybody else, but you could not talk, you could not scream, you could not make noises. You could not scream or kick your legs, because they would know you would want attention and they wouldn't give it to you. So what you had to do was you had to actually sit there and be quiet and watch everybody having playtime while you're on timeout. And then what was I going to say? Oh yeah, when it was time for us to go down for nap time, they would rub our backs to help us fall asleep. But they never rubbed my back. You know why? Because I stayed awake. Then, while we were napping, they would fill out slips of how we've done for the day. I always did really, really well. Because like I didn't make any trouble except for that one day, but I don't think they counted that. If you sent your child to daycare and they kept pushing, kept hitting, kept kicking, biting, screaming screaming and kicking their legs, or snatching, they would write that on the slip. But I don't think they wrote that in my slip. I don't believe. They would write how your child's day was, what they did, if they were good, if they were behaving, or if they got in trouble, which they didn't. I don't think they included that once, even when they did get timeout. Anyway, and after they woke us up, it was playtime. It was afternoon snack time, and then it was playtime. So after snack, we got to take out our toys again. But they would put us down for a nap early. But we all cried because we had to put our toys away. Except for me, because I really didn't care. I did like nap. In a way, I like nap time, because I knew I was not gonna take a nap unless here's a fun fact. I planned when I was going to take a nap and when I was not going to take a nap. And the teachers are like, Elizabeth, head down, it's nap time. But no, I didn't do that. So, at the end of the day, when your parents came to pick you up at whatever time they picked you up from daycare, they would tell you, I went 5 days a week, Monday through Friday, and we had the weekends off, because obviously you don't go to school on the weekends unless you're in college. Anyway, so they would say, oh, she was really good today. She did have an incident, but she didn't do it again. She learned from it. But I don't think they even mentioned that to my parents. One day, my father was really proud of me because he saw me walk that night at home. So my dad was there to pick me up, and I said, Daddy. And then I walked to him, and he picked me up, and he's like, oh, how was school? And he got my backpack out of the room. He picked me up from school. He put me in the car seat, and we went home. And yeah. He was standing in the doorway of the toddler room. I didn't realize he was there because I was playing, and I just wanted to socialize with other friends. But yeah. Well, that's all for today's video. Hope you enjoyed learning about my toddler years in daycare. New videos every Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday. If you're new here, click that subscribe button and turn on post notifications down below. New videos every Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday. Stay tuned for my Thanksgiving vlog. Peace out. I love you guys.